Alright, yins guys, if you get anything out of my point in this video, did I make at all? Here's an example for you. If your whole resume and work history was industrial manufacturing or truck driver, and say you get out of work and everybody says get a job, and say you go try to get a job at Walmart or fast food, they are not required, or they don't even have to hire you. That's my whole point. And this video is about the looks you get on your face. You know, I mean, the looks you get on, the looks they get on their face that you see, you know what I'm saying? Alright, what's up, yins guys? Time for another video. This one, since I was already making other videos about goofy ass people that were in former workplaces that I worked, in which I know damn well the only ones that care about those videos are people that already know me, and even though they ain't commenting, they know. It's mostly for them. And at the same time, it's an outlet for this YouTube thing, is an outlet for example, an outlet for the many subjects in which instead of yammering in my partner's ear, like for example, I be like, every time some shit comes on the news, I'm like, yeah, you see that shit, and then might as well do it here. But anyway, since I made all kind of videos about workplaces, this is the main one that I really should be talking about, even if any of you lurkers out there, that people that don't really like me, that are making some faces with their mouth, they're just here lurking, that any of you may be able to relate to this. If any of you out there had a particular occupation, right, that was all over your resume, and then you had people, whether trying to be nice or talk down under you, say you're that you don't have that job anymore, whatever happens with the company, and that happens, say you were, they will talk down to you or try to nicely talk down to you, can just go get another job. And something that isn't your real occupation. Anyway, people that act like you can just go out and get another job, why don't you go work at Walmart? Why don't you go work at McDonald's or Big Lots or Ollie's or whatever the hell. And anyway, them people that look at your application, some of them that were given paper applications a few years ago, you could see the face. Well, even when you email an application, they're doing the email, they have you come in and fill out papers, a lot of them, and they see the look on their face, right? Okay, and these people that interview you doesn't mean you're going to get it or not. You see the damn look on their face right away. And using on one of my occupations that I worked industrial many years, that was on with the company before I had my stories about working for a company that did stuff on assignment, you make good money, okay. If you have on your resume, for example, you did something many years industrial, and these people that are interviewing you, to whether they're going to grace you with the job or not, they see in the application that you did an occupation that you made more money than they did, you know, because a lot of times it would do mandatory 10-hour overtime, and like I said, one of my best jobs, it was pretty damn good for being in Western Pennsylvania, and you'd have people, both black or white people, jealous of you if you have a pretty good job for being in Western Pennsylvania, and you have even your own relatives and other people that are even nice, your undercover haters, your so-called friends, they're praying and hoping for you to fail. But anyway, there's like this myth out there, and people will act like, oh yeah, they were at one time looking for, yeah, even you people who might have been my lurkers or haters, you held some job somewhere in a particular occupation, right? But then my argument, for example, I don't know what any of yins guys' occupations were, but I was using a perfect example of, it was industrial. made some pretty good money per month at that time, you know what I mean? And managed to do it without getting a haircut too, which pissed a lot of people off. And I had friends who were black that were in the same boat, and we ran into each other, and we were in a boat looking for jobs like this. And everybody saying, oh, yeah, you could just get a job that easy. No. And I'm talking before the pandemic, and then the pandemic, I'm going to get to that in a minute, because everybody was begging to get people to work, and even on social media people are making jokes about it and everything else too. And meanwhile, yeah, they're acting like that they're morally something, and their asses that are saying, yeah, there's jobs out there, people don't want them. How many of them were on there or chiming in with the comments, and they're sitting on their asses and collecting that extended unemployment at the time too. But this ain't about the pandemic. This is before the pandemic even happened. This is why I'm stating my reason why. Oh, in the pandemic, now they need people, and I was, in some cases, I was like, oh, in my looking this on social media, I was like, okay, before that pandemic stuff even happened and everybody was begging, but the begging all made me laugh and be doing this. Okay, not to be repetitive, industrial work and all that, dispelling a myth out there. For example, if you're black or white watching and you had something that was like overtime and everything else, and you made some good money, and you made more than some of these people an hour, right? And you get, for example, you'd go and even at the pressure of family members and say, or trying to act like, yo, you're trying to get a job. Well, anyway, if you're collecting unemployment, you were supposedly supposed to be looking for a job anyway, right? You're supposed to be. But anyway, yeah, they'll hire people that mostly were already had if say, for example, fast food, if you had a prior experience in that anyway, those are the ones that are going to get the job. And say what I had, for example, before in my early days of YouTube, I was just bitter as hell out of a good paying industrial job. And when I first started getting on YouTube, I was actually still in some college, because I tried some college and all that stuff, and got back into stuff on assignment, right? But during a time then when I was trying to get these jobs, and if you worked industrial, that's all on your resume, and you try to go in a place, right, that's fast food, Walmart stores, soon as they see, even though you give an application by email, they have you come in and you're filling out papers and they're talking to you, you can see the damn look on their face, what they say when they say we'll be in touch, or if even they say, oh, they don't need anybody right now. What they say, right, but what they mean is, oh, fuck you. You have all industrial work on your resume, right? And you made more than me. You were like in a industrial job, one you held for many years, and right, you had some pretty good money before shit happened with the company and it got rid of people or whatever the hell. Oh, I can see you made more money than me, and your whole resume is industrial. And yeah, I they'll be like, oh, I get it, you're looking for a job and all, but oh, you're coming to work for us, right? When you had that on your resume, yeah, you're coming to us for a job now, and we know that as soon as you get a job in your particular field, your ass is going to be out of here. Oh, fuck you. We're not giving. Yeah, they don't say that, but what they mean is, you know what I'm saying? You can try. I don't give a shit anybody who watches this video or not. It gets a certain amount, like a dozen views for a while. It'll pick up in views later. But believe me when I tell you, there's people that I know personally see this shit. And if any of you, black or white, or somebody that don't like me has been there, maybe your occupation was different than me. Say if you're a lurker, I try to give you some credit. There's probably somebody out there with a story, knows what I'm talking about. You worked in this field and you go in this. They're acting all nice, and everybody's, yeah, I'll be judging everybody else. Oh yeah, you can just why don't you go work for this or that, and then No, in my particular situation too, and there was even people older than me that made more money than places they worked in these industrial places. Some of them did all kind of things. And yeah, you can try to go to work in a store, fast food, every single thing like that. You can tell by the look on their damn face that they, you know, I mean, they know they're not stupid people. I mean, you go there like and apply, because time can go by. You need to get some money to pay bills, and it may not even, it not being enough to even pay your rent too at the time, or your bills is a factor, but you got to get something in there, and maybe you can apply for partial unemployment or partial state benefits, like whatever state you're in, for example. Yeah, you had this occupation, you made this much money, but then you get this shitty little job. Some states it can vary that you can get partial state benefits if you don't lie to them, you know what I mean? So your ass can have something to, yeah, I mean, no, yeah, just look that shit up. That's not to go on and about that. But anyway, the thing is, my main thing is, this is what I yammered on. Just like I said, this YouTube is an outlet. I yammer in my partner's ear about this shit. It's like as YouTuber is an outlet, right? And every time I see shit on the news, I'm like, but anyway, yeah, no matter what anybody says, you go to a place where you had a history of a work history somewhere, and say maybe somebody that's a manager in a store, and you made more money than they did at the time because, well, if it's industrial, you had a lot of times, certain months, mandatory overtime, 10 hours too, and then you got time and a half. And then, for example, the one job I used to have, it, you know, you got a little bit of raise every year, not much. They even had a profit sharing bonus, which they cut out later, and then they just started getting, you know, anyway, if you have a decent job, whether in like Western Pennsylvania factory, you know, you're really supposed to save your damn money, really, because you don't know how long it's gonna last. You know what I mean? It can last 10 years. Maybe, you don't know. And not to make another story to make a long ass video, but I tried college and got out of college and got in a place that made glass stoves. The job lasted a year, and they sprang it on us later. They acted like, oh, we're moving, and then they're gradually like the plant closing up. You know what I mean? This is a place that made glass stove doors. I landed a job at the company, and then I went from the fast-paced, you know, conveyor belt things out of the furnaces that they're firing the glass doors for the stoves, you know, for kitchens. They promoted me, put me in shipping where I was sealing the boxes. Not a long story short, that you thought that I was going to be there a lot of years, you know what I mean? And I had overtime, and just, I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Not to tell a whole giant story about a whole other job. My point is, yeah, you could be watching, you'll have some job for many years, and you get into this other one. Maybe whether you tried college or this or that, you get into another industrial job or something. Oh, you think everything is good, you're making decent money, and then the fucking thing lasts a year, and they decide to stop operations and close up. You know what I mean? Or do some shit like that. And in that time, I found myself in that boat, you know, of course, one other time, where you go and so you don't get accused of not wanting to work. They'll say that right away, and the very people that are interviewed for the job are trying to act like it. You got a particular line of work like industrial on a resume, and you try to go work in a Walmart or store of fast food, depending on the manager. You can see it on their goddamn face. It's like whatever they say, well, we'll be in touch, or just don't, you know, they're practically saying don't hold your breath. The look on your face literally says what they mean is, oh yeah, you worked an industrial job more than me, and your life consists of that in your work history and resume, right? And you're coming to work for us? Oh, fuck you. You're not using us to go so that you can go as soon as you get another industrial job that's in your field and you're going to go back to that shit. Oh, fuck you. We're not giving you a job. You know what I mean? And that's what the hell it is. The look on the look on their damn face literally says fuck you. But they're too professional to say fuck you. They probably say it in their life outside there, you know. It's like, for example, you know, I don't even want to go there for like says, but all right. I'll say it real quick. You know, it was nothing wrong. Like even my stepdad was a truck driver. He was used to having a beard and being scruffy. So even though I was a grown ass man, he's something that he told me that wasn't wrong. He says, yeah, maybe you better shave and you know wear a better shirt just in case between me and you, we know, you know. Even if it was your dad, for example, saying this, you know, he whatever he did goes unshaven, you know. Yeah, I understand. Okay, and I go a place to try to work for a Walmart, and the guy interviewing me across, you know, the Walmart's boardroom table is like was a unfolding plastic table. I go in there and it does, even after I applied online. Well, it was a slightly pudgy older dude with a scruffy beard. And practically telling me he wasn't going to grace me for a job, and I shaved. Yeah, I shaved for that. Yeah, this is, if you're black or white, this is stand-up comedian material. If you look at black comedians or white comedians, this is the kind of shit that's comedian material, or you can mock. And in a way, if you're doing it to be comedic. You can be, if you're not a comedian by trade and you say this shit publicly, it's like they treat you like you're disrespecting police or authority or the president. Oh my God, you're this degenerate punk who don't want to work, and plus maybe you do a little exercise in your videos. You think you're a tough guy. You think you're this or that, just for criticism. In America, land of the free. It's supposed to be land of the free. We got free speech, but yeah, you go and try saying shit like this publicly in certain places, and you know somebody listening that has a power to grace you with a job. Try going to get one, you know what I mean? Or if you make all your money off of YouTube, and that dries up, and you go get a job and you talk about this shit, you know how that shit's gonna go. You know what I mean? But yeah, I made this video a little too long, but anyway, to end this video, yeah, the pandemic happens. If you got this far in this video, so the pandemic happens at the same time, and pandemic's phasing out, people being back in the workforce, right? And if you got far in this video to know what I'm talking about, how a big ass grin and then laughter gets in my face, and when I'm going this, when I see on social media and on TV, oh, nobody works to work, we'll bring in anybody, restaurant, stores. Not that you disrespect restaurants, you eat at a lot of them. But at the same time, there's a lot of places that, oh, these people, everything I said in this video, the look on your face when, before any pandemic happened, when your ass was, when, speaking for myself, your ass was trying to get a job, like I said, prior industrial experience, and they're giving you that look and practically sneering at yourself, and they're giving pretty much the polite fuck you look. And then now pandemic happens, and now they're begging for everybody. So now you're seeing that, and then you're going, okay, now they were saying fuck you to you, and you go, all right, now fuck you. You know what I'm saying? But that's what that has amounted to, where they were just at the time they were looking for just anybody, you know, once a pandemic happens. But then years before, oh yeah, sure, you know what I mean?